Strengthening Faith 105. I had a thought which I wanted to share. One of the main causes of people failing to show patience from the onset of a difficulty is when they lose focus on the bigger picture of life. Every situation a person faces is like only a single jigsaw piece compared to the whole jigsaw puzzle. But when one focuses completely on that single piece, which often represents a difficulty, they lose focus on the whole jigsaw puzzle, and as a result, the difficulty appears much more serious than it truly is, and its negative consequences seem more severe than they actually are. This hinders one from demonstrating patience, which involves avoiding complaining about the situation through speech or actions while maintaining one's sincere obedience to Allah, the Exalted. One of the best ways to avoid this outcome is to constantly focus on the Day of Judgment. This will help them to understand that their problem or difficulty is not such a big deal, as no earthly difficulty compares to the difficulties of Judgment Day. Nor are the negative consequences of earthly difficulties more severe than those of Judgment Day. One must remember that this is a day when the sun will be brought within 2 miles of the creation, and each person will sweat according to their deeds. This has been warned in a narration found in Jami' at-Tirmidhi, number 2421. A day when the same relatives one stressed about and desperately tried to please will flee from them. Chapter 80 Abasa, verses 33 to 37.
But when there comes the deafening blast, on the day a man will flee from his brother, and his mother and his father, and his wife and his children. For every man, that day will be a matter adequate for him.
A day when one will reflect over their deeds after they witness hell. Chapter 89 Al-Fajr, verse 23.
And brought within view that day is hell. That day man will remember, but how, i.e., what good to him will be the remembrance.
When one focuses on this day, their worldly problem and difficulty will not seem like a big deal. This attitude will aid them in demonstrating patience from the onset of the difficulty, and to evaluate and deal with it in an appropriate manner which minimizes their stress. In addition, keeping one's focus on Judgment Day will also ensure they turn away, ignore, and belittle anything which will not seem important on the Day of Judgment, which includes the difficulties and stresses one faces during their life. Instead, they will focus on the things which will be relevant on the Day of Judgment, such as demonstrating patience in the face of difficulties. Chapter 39 Az-Zumar, verse 10.
Indeed, the patient will be given their reward without account, i.e., limit.
Perhaps this correct attitude was part of the reason why the magicians of Pharaoh, who after accepting faith, were not fazed or put off by the threats of physical torture given by Pharaoh, as they were focused on Judgment Day. Chapter 26 Ash-Shu'ara, verses 49 to 50.
Pharaoh said, "You believed him, i.e., Moses, before I gave you permission. Indeed, he is your leader who has taught you magic, but you are going to know. I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides, and I will surely crucify you all." They said, "No harm. Indeed, to our Lord we will return."
Over 400 free ebooks, audiobooks, infographics, podcasts, and blogs available on our website, www.shakepod.com.